shaky this camera is going to be where it's at. We'll try it. A little ride this morning. Take you guys with me. Haven't done a ride vlog in a while. Got Ronnie and Johnny coming over this morning. Thought I'd take a little ride and get out of the house for a little bit. Air the old Beetle out. See the car show yesterday. And actually drove Mama's truck. Didn't get to drive the Beetle. So just going for a little country ride. Gonna air it out a little bit. Put almost 2,800 miles on it last month. So we got to do a valve adjustment and another oil change. We'll bring our mileage up to about 1280, 1,300 miles on the new motor. 14,000 miles, I mean, not 100. So, we're out here, Highway 11. It's a good drive out here. Traffic jams. I hate 55. Not a good brother of the roads, I guess. If it's 55 or under, I can't stand it. I think the speed limit should be 100. Everybody should just drive a Beetle and you wouldn't have to worry about saving gas. This one gets about 24 miles to the gallon, running it hard with dual carbs. Not bad. This truck's out for a Sunday drive. It is Sunday, so we'll hold it against it. We're out for a ride, you know, not a drive. Looks like it's going to be a rainy day today. We're going to try to get some cars moved around and get some stuff secured before the rain. Looks like we're going to get some rain for a couple days. So I'll get Lily in the main booth today and get started on it. And hopefully we don't have too much rain. Got to get the Triton training in today and stuff like that. Ronnie's coming out to pick his pistons up. Yeah, not a whole lot Sunday. I'll just be quiet to let you guys enjoy the ride. Cruising right along at about 4,000 RPM, 80 miles an hour. That's about where this car likes to ride, 80. Runs right at about 195, 200 degrees on the cylinder head temperature. I'm getting ready to put a oil sump on this, extra oil. But I'm going to put a gauge on it first and see the difference between sump and no sump. We're going to get a temperature gauge on the oil. And we're going to hook the oil pressure gauge up too. I ordered both sensors for that. So this guy just had to pull out the road and get 45 miles an hour. Everything. a lot of people like to canoe here and stuff. Kayak. Give you guys a shot here. There you go. Turn the boat around. Lake Diaz is what the name of this lake is. Oh, I didn't like that. I gotta fix my preload tube, Dalton tube, whatever you like to call it. When they get loose and start to straighten out, you get that clutch chatter. And normally it just shows up in reverse first, and then it'll eventually show its face in first as the tube gets straighter and straighter. So I either have a loose cable or my tube is breaking loose in the tunnel, which is possible. Although this is a stock pressure plate, I have had a 2,300 pound pressure plate in this car before. So we might have to cut the tunnel open and weld that up. I just haven't made time to jack the car up to take care of that issue yet. I don't back up enough. The other thing that you can do, if it's not the tube, you can take some head bolt washers and put over the end of the preload tube and put a little more bow in the tube. You just shorten the tube basically. And you put the washers at the end where the transmission mount's at, you know, for the tube. Smooth operation, just reverse is aggravated when the tube starts straightening out. I just put a new tube on it. I had a cable break and a tube go bad, so something's going on there. They don't usually just start breaking like that. Somebody wanted to know about transmission mounts in this car, and it's got the stock mount in the front. It's a lake on a mount, and it has a solid mount on the strap on the bell housing, and it's just a solid steel strap. There's no rubber, so it's solid mounted, which really isn't too bad in the car. You know, it's sort of quiet. The front mount really translates the noise through the car when you put that one on. I found that back mount works really good in conjunction with an engine bar. I don't have the engine bar on here right now. I don't have a big motor in here. Usually when I put a big motor in here, I'll put the engine bar on so I can leave hard. But we don't do any big burnouts or hole shots in this car. We just drive it around. So. But it's pretty quiet inside. It's not too bad. You can talk amongst yourselves, hear the radio. And I don't ever have to mess with the saddle mounts. The front mount hardly ever breaks. It's pretty robust. Get around this corner, we'll get around this truck and put the hammer down. take off is the sway bar, you know. Makes it transfer in the front of the car better. But I can't make it drive a little funny with no sway bar on it. But I leave the sway bar off, and you know, it steers a little funny at 90 miles an hour, but it's good practice for the race car. I think Cadillacs, after driving for a while, it's not too bad. Just makes it wander a little bit with no sway bar up there. Also got that other beam. We need to lower the front end, put a drop front end. This guy's driving 50 miles an hour. The speed limit's only 60 on this road. So we'll go ahead and pass him, piss him off. One of those guys with a big truck that can't afford the gas for it, so he's got to drive 45 miles an hour. I hate that kind. Gas prices, you just buy a smaller car, you know. I think people should at least do the speed limit, just out of common courtesy, though. You can see it's pretty nice out here. Sort of the back road runs through Jacksonville to DeLand, Manel, all that stuff. That car now. I was going to do that car for me, and he wants to do that car now, so I don't have any problem helping him do it. So we're going to put the 6-cylinder in there. He doesn't like V8s, so I can't help that, you know. He wants a 6-banger, we'll make him a 6-banger. Maybe a little turbocharger or something on there. He's receptive to that. I know those little 3.8s do really good with like a 61mm turbo on there. And that's what we run on the Bug, is a 61mm. They got a couple spares. So we might make them a little kit. Now one of the motors needs to freshen up. So figure I'll put the running engine in the car and then just do a freshen up rebuild on the one that we don't use. One motor's coil unplugged, one motor has a distributor, and I think the later model block is the better one. I'm not sure. I've been reading up on it a little bit, and I'm sort of looking for a Super Coupe crank, Thunderbird Turbo Coupe. I guess that's the crankshaft to use. Yeah. Or a Thunderbird, Turbo Thunderbird, if I could find one of those, supercharger on there. That would be cool. My buddy Kenny's got a bunch of those V6 superchargers. He's into that, so we might do a supercharger too instead of a turbocharger. I don't know yet. So whatever's cheapest. I know I got a turbo and I can fab most of that stuff other than buying the wastegate and the pop-off valve. So, and then we can just do a mega squirt for the fuel system. And yeah, so pretty excited about working on that with him. Thought that he was gonna not want to do the red car, you know, and stay in the green one. The green one's sort of dangerous. So, taking the wheels off the green one and motor and tranny, and then we'll send that one to the crusher. I'm not going to paint that and send it off to somebody else because the car's completely a rust bucket. So we'll just smash that one down and use some of that scrap money for some fenders or something, you know. Alright, here we are back at the crib. And like I said, Ronnie and Johnny should be here shortly. They're usually early in the morning, guys. We'll get some stuff moved around and make some stuff happen. Maybe I'll turn the camera on. I don't ever turn the camera on when those guys are here. But it's not that they're not receptive to it. We just forget about it. So I got to cut the grass today. It's really getting out of control. I got some branches I cut down that I need to get out of the yard. We got to move this boat. I'm going to put my boat up for sale. Try to get rid of it because we don't ever use it. And stuff like that, yeah. Trying to narrow stuff down that I don't use, I'm trying to get rid of. So that's where we're at. Back to the farm there. Turn my camera off. There we go. Give you a little shot of that cylinder head temperature gauge there. We just beat the crap out of it, 80, 90 miles an hour, and she's right at 200. So I'm happy with that. I can live with 200 degree cylinder head temperature all day long. Really don't even need to know what the oil temperature is, oil pressure, or any of that stuff's irrelevant when the cylinder heads are happy like that. So I do have a customer that has a car, a friend of mine, Chip, and I built the 1776 for it. And he's been driving it. Not complaining about the heat, but it's been overheating on them, you know, just turning the oil light on all the time, the temperature dipstick, which I can't stand those things anymore. I take them out every chance I get and throw them away because it's very inaccurate, and it's a bad representation of a gauge for a Volkswagen. Cylinder head temperature is much more accurate. So we're going to get that car over here and we're going to do some tuning. I'm going to show you how you can adjust the temperature by tuning the carburetors. It's got Cadrons on it. They have a 135 main jet or a 130 main jet, I'm not sure. I think they need a little more idle jet and a little more main, maybe some more air, I don't know. But we'll make some adjustments on the air and main jet and see how far we can get the temperature to come down. I'm also going to install a cylinder head temperature gauge on it before I do anything, and we'll see where the cylinder heads are running in conjunction with the temperature dipstick. Now, I had a temperature dipstick in this car and it never came on. I saw it one time. You know, I was driving 100 miles an hour in Mexico, and when I got off the Siesta there, the light flashed on for a little bit and went off shortly after, so it cooled down fairly quick just with the fan. You usually see the temperature spike when you get off the interstate, not when you're going down the interstate. So, can I help you, cat? I don't think you're getting my chicken biscuit. No. But anyway, we'll get a oil sump on this, and then we'll see if the oil temperature comes down. I got to get a temperature gauge on here. I'm going to see what our actual oil temperature is, not on the stick, but we'll get a gauge, so we can see if the oil temperature tops out at 220 or if it continues to climb past that, or, you know, all that good information that you need to make a good choice. So we'll do a little bit of that. I need to get more gauges in here for sure. If I'm going to put a bigger motor in here, I'll probably put at least a 2 liter in here. And I don't know, I need some more power. So that's where we're at with this car. More power, add more power. So I was going to build a closed box, build like a little street racer, and Scooter talked me out of that. He said just to build a bigger motor and make it work with the stock tranny. So that's what we're going to try to do. But yeah, so this is a Freeway Flyer 388. It's got a long 4th gear in it, so that does help, you know, on the highways cruise a little bit. And that's where I drive my car mostly, is the highway. So, you know, I want it to be able to run at least 80, 90 miles an hour, you know, because if you can't go that fast anymore, you get run over. So that's where we're at. That's what we're doing. I'll go ahead and shut this off. This is probably getting really long. Stuff. Oh, there's a cat in here. Come on. Come on, boy. Got my Roadstar motor here, all boxed up, ready to go. Apparently there's an issue with the shipping on this. This was purchased off eBay, and eBay has an option for their overseas shipping that you can click on if you're a buyer and you want to, you know, buy something. And I guess the box gets shipped to Kentucky, and Kentucky is like the clearinghouse. They find you an overseas shipper, and then, you know, your package is on the way. However, if you read the fine print, it says no packages over 65 pounds. And that arrangement is something that the buyer sets up. So, you know, the guy buys it and he says, send it Kentucky. Kentucky will send it to me. And that's an option that you have through eBay. Apparently he didn't read the fine print. Contacted eBay. And eBay says legally all I'm obligated to do is send this to Kentucky and I'm good. And then Kentucky can figure out what to do from there. But that didn't seem like the logical thing to do, because they're not going to know what to do with a box like this if they're used to dealing with 65 pounds. This is close to 250. So trying to contact the buyer in Portugal. That's where this is going to go. And see if we can take this up to Jacksonville and put it at the port and get it on a boat is how this needs to go, on a boat. Plane freight's just outrageous when you want to ship a motor. This motor, this particular Roadstar motor, somebody was inquiring about it in Switzerland, and I did a quote to Switzerland, and it was $2,000 to ship this from Jacksonville to Switzerland. So I asked them if that included a plane ticket for a person also, but they said no, that was just for the box. So the only way to do it overseas, if you want to go over to the UK or, you know, somewhere like that with something this big, is going to be on a boat. So that's where we're at with this. I got to get it out of the driveway today, move it up there and put a tarp over it, because it's supposed to get some serious rainage today, and I don't want it to fill up. So that's where we're at. I did build a box though. It's not too bad. It's not square, obviously. I'm not a carpenter. But hey, I figured they want to look in it, you know. So yeah, it's got a little opening here and a little opening over there. Obviously, it's not symmetrical, but it's better than the last crate. So as long as you're improving, you know, I think that's all you can ask of yourself. So it's a little better, and it's all packed in there real nice. I got the 2x4s locking it all down, and use less screws, no nails, that type of thing. And I think it'll actually make it. I don't think I've built a box yet that hasn't made it. So I've shipped a couple things over to Germany, Canada, and shipped Greg's motor, and we shipped that electric motor there for Terry, and now we got this. So the boxes are definitely getting better. Anyway, we'll go ahead and shut this down, get the day rolling. Not a whole lot to show you in the garage. You guys saw what was going on in there yesterday. Showed you the pistons and the crank and stuff. A couple of guys didn't like that kind, but that's okay. So yeah, we'll get that crank maybe. I'll do that today. That won't take long. Get that all taped up, throw it in the glass beater. Glass bead that baby up, make it look like new, and we'll get us some bearings